Welcome to football tonight. We are back again on the show. Laurent's getting ready. He's going to be jumping on in a minute. And man, it's been a while. It's been a while. We got a lot of Premier League to talk about. A lot of news that we didn't talk about that maybe we can put it on the show. But we still got we got to jump on this Premier League uh, preview. Man, we got a lot of important matches this weekend.
How do
And
you put me in there, brother?
you're already on there.
I see no guest on my screen.
Well, that's weird. You're on my screen.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Let me see. I'm sure you are. I'm sure you are.
I certainly hope so.
But anyways, we are live again here on Football Tonight on Top FC, Top Football Club, and we got we got a huge weekend coming up. We finally the international break was brutal,
Awful. The worst.
brutal, man.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate the international break.
We are back. We're back on track, and of course, we got to talk about the matches. Important matches, of course. Chelsea good enough to compete against Arsenal? We were going to talk a little bit about that as well. I always say that these are different matches, man. These are different matches. These derbies. This is the Derby of London. You know what I mean?
The other one is Merseyside. Got Everton versus Liverpool. Old school.
Yeah, but this is like two giants clashing.
One's a former giant. One's trying to get back to their giantness.
Yeah. Well, they're still giants. They're still giants, man. They're just they're sleeping. They're sleeping, but they're giants nonetheless. And
I can't see myself on the show. It's very upsetting.
Okay, let me see. Maybe if I switch it up again, we can fix that problem.
Yeah. So I mean, we've got the stuff with Manchester United and the sale. Half gone through. We've got some Neymar talk.
Yeah, Neymar gets injured again, man. What the heck?
Yeah, there I am. I see myself on the live stream, so that's good.
Yeah, he gets injured again. Oh man, I don't understand it, but man, just unfortunate. We don't get happy when people get injured, man.
No, I don't. But you know how I feel about Neymar. I think.
Yeah.
I'll just go right into it. I just think that his play and what made him great and what makes him great, that desire to embarrass someone, that desire to get past them, that desire to hold up the ball, stand on it, wait till you get there, and then flick past you, is what got him hurt, is what got him annoyed, is what made him a teammate that was really annoying, because you're like, yo, just move the ball on. Pass it to me. Or why are you going to embarrass me? And guys would kick him. And so part of his game was the theatrics. He was a theatrical player with his hair, with his flair. And I think part of that style of player, that bigger than life party, go out guy in the Ronaldinho vein, those guys don't age well. And he'll always have the time with Barcelona. But I think ultimately the time with PSG can only be considered a failure, a mistake. That's the way I view it. But that's just me.
Let's talk about the London Derby, man. It's
yes, sir.
That's man, one hell of a match.
Yes.
Always looking forward to every week in the Premier League. There's a match to really.
I know. They really the script writers really know how to get us out of the. And it's also the first game. It's the early game. So I'm on the East Coast, on the West Coast, 4:30 a.m. for you, 7:30 or 6:30. And Everton, I think, come into this game feeling better about themselves. I don't think they can win, but I don't think they think that they are hopeless losers who are going down, right?
I think they're going to lose.
No, of course. Listen, they haven't beat Liverpool in ages. Wait, did I go to the wrong game? And were we talking about Chelsea?
We're talking about Chelsea, Arsenal. But still,
sorry, but I started going down the other path. Yeah, I think this is a battle for London, like you said. It coincided right exactly. Sorry, I went off on track on Liverpool. I was looking at it on my screen. You have the Invincibles in 2003. Arsenal are top of the world. They can't hold the torch to United, but in that first 5-6 year period of Wenger, they are there. Oh, Robin Hood is ready for chicken tiki taka football. They're here. Chicken tikka Balti, he's here. He's ready for the show. But and then Mourinho comes in 2004, and we have Abramovich. Mourinho wins the 2 titles, and it's not a coincidence that Chelsea arrives and Arsenal never wins the league again. They took their spot.
Oh yeah, no, I mean Chelsea. Let's be honest with each other. I know that 2002, you said Arsenal won.
2003 was
2003.
the last time they won
I
a
mean
title.
that was one hell of a season, but that was the last season they governed because Chelsea took over in not only Premier Leagues but Champions Leagues,
Mm-hmm.
and so listen, this is Chelsea's 20-year span. This last 20 years, Chelsea
Yeah,
have had it. I
yeah,
mean,
they are the biggest team in England. If you the most winning
United.
team in England, if you take
Oh
out, I
yeah,
mean, United has that that second period with Ronaldo, but
it was. I looked at the thing. It was if United didn't win it, then Chelsea won it, and also Liverpool won some Champions League, of course. So you
Mhm.
got to, but as far as English, just the
Yeah,
English league, it
yeah,
was
for
Chelsea
sure.
and United. So
Yeah,
uh,
but I have this take. Are you ready for my take? So what we see in all of Europe is that the teams that were at the top in that period, that 2003 2004 period, when the Champions League money really takes off and whatever, and Wenger says, "Oh, there's financial doping, but it's really the Champions League that gives you that doping." We have 2 teams that really upset the cart. I think that the century was going to look like Arsenal and United were going to become a
yeah,
duopoly of 2 teams that just got to win all the time. And that's what happened in other leagues.
right,
But we had in England Chelsea with the Russian money and City with the oil money that just took 2 team spots. Chelsea in London takes the London crown, and Manchester in the north takes Manchester's crown. And so we end up with this vibrant fighting. We end up with the Wenger out years. We end up with all this drama of these 2 teams that were supposed to be the greatest teams ever. Arsenal are back on top.
yeah.
You know about United struggles, but we ended up with, instead of just these 2 teams, we end up with 4 and 5 and 6, and we keep adding to them. We got Newcastle now, so they're like, is it a
Yes,
big
sir.
seven? We
Yes,
have
sir.
Spurs.
Yes, sir. I
We've
was
got it
waiting on you to
all.
say
We've
it.
got it all,
I
and
was
I
waiting
think
on
that's
you
the
to
big
say it.
difference, right? That's the big difference.
Man, hey, let me tell you something. We either gotta do we gotta take somebody out of the top 6 or we gotta be top 7 now. Because hey, well, we haven't done we just got it, but Spurs haven't done much either. So I don't know why they keep saying they're in the top 6. Because they
Well, I think with Spurs, because historically,
no,
yes, Spurs don't.
because Arsenal made Spurs big. Stop playing. Stop
Yeah,
playing.
yeah.
But anyways, that's a different subject. Now
Anyway,
this match here though, man, uh,
is
uh
interesting. Really
Chelsea,
interesting.
Chelsea obviously haven't been doing well in the league. Arsenal is up there fighting for the title. You can't
Mhm.
say that about Chelsea. I mean, obviously, but I always believe these derbies are different types of matches. Nobody gives a damn how anybody's been playing. These are different matches. Everybody want to kill each other, cut each other's throat. It's not
Mhm.
about oh you were here, you were succeeding the whole year, and all of a sudden it's not that Arsenal is tranquil and they think, oh, Chelsea sucks, so we're just gonna run over them. I don't think that's how it works. And we
Mhm.
got Robin Hood commenting, man, and he's going at Arsenal. He says, "Come on, Arsenal's are frauds." Why do you say that? Robin Hood says, "Can we talk about the Arsenal statistics?" I
So
mean,
I do have one thing to say about this is like Arsenal, this is a weirdly must-win game. They come off the 1-0 against City. City are hurting, didn't win a game with Rodri. That's fine, we understand. But if they lose this game, that City game means nothing.
nothing.
They've got to beat Chelsea, but
They got
Chelsea are secretly good. The
yeah,
numbers don't lie. I know no one wants to talk about it, but you know me, I'm a stat dork, and Chelsea's underlying numbers are almost equal with Arsenal's. So they're only 2 goal differences away. It's actually much closer than you think. In the expected goal machine, it's City, Newcastle, Arsenal, then Chelsea. Newcastle got a lot from that eight goal drubbing of of Sheffield United, and they're actually underperforming because of how many goals Haaland has missed. But otherwise, Chelsea are right there. If they start getting goal luck, they can really beat Arsenal. I don't think that there's that much
No.
difference between these two teams.
Yeah, no, and then again, I keep going back to my point. It's a different derbies are different matches, man. I don't,
Mhm.
I just kind of repeat myself, but at
No,
the
no,
end of the
it's
day,
fine.
Liverpool, Everton. I understand that Everton. Yeah, well, actually, in that sense, I think Liverpool. I don't think Liverpool are just going. We're going to talk about that, but I don't think they're just saying that they're going to kill Everton. But in their a little bit, they know that they're better. You know what I mean? But in these situations, two giants, Chelsea, Arsenal, I just don't think that one comes. Now, Robin Hood, man, he's really killing it. What are you a Chelsea fan or are you a Spurs fan?
Can we talk? Well, let's put it on.
Yeah,
Let's put this note on here.
because he says, go ahead.
Can we talk about most extra time, least 12:30 kickoffs, most referee decisions and protection, and most legal goals ruled offside has been absolute shit for 20 games now? That's Arsenal. Are you talking about? Is he talking about just the fact that we've been talking about referees and decisions, or is it conspiracy theory against Arsenal or for Arsenal? I'm not sure which one it is. I
I,
don't get in for this stuff.
I,
I
I,
just think it's not worth going down these paths
yeah,
because
I think he just talking.
unless you know the refs are throwing games, they're just incompetent like everyone else.
He said Liverpool says Liverpool fan me feel sorry for them Arsenal. I mean,
Oh, okay.
but,
Okay. So
but
he's a Liverpool fan. He thinks the world is against him. Fine. I can't even talk to Liverpool fans. They're
well,
insane.
in this case, I think he's talking about what Arsenal has been benefit. I think. Listen, if you are, let me tell you, Robin Hood. I'm gonna tell you because you're a City fan. I'm gonna tell me because myself because I'm a Newcastle. I'm a Magpie baby, and I believe we're a big club. We're not the biggest, but we are up there, man. We got Spurs. I don't know what the hell Spurs is doing up there. They're just living off Arsenal, but if you're a fan of a big club, you have no damn right. Luton Town, Wolves, Brighton to a certain extent, Fulham, those should be marching the streets
Yes,
of the
of getting
United Kingdom.
screwed. Exactly.
Everybody else, don't be complaining, man. Come on. I like Robert
Agreed.
Hood, though.
Agreed. Although to be fair, that goal offside. I mean, yes,
Oh, no.
it
I will,
highlighted
yeah.
the Liverpool thing, and also the 12:30 kickoff that Liverpool gets. It's about respect. It's telling Anfield and telling Liverpool fans that they are the first game that we want to see in the daytime. That your club is important. You should want to be on at that time. If you're on at the 3 p.m. kickoff, it means you're an also round and you just get done in the blackout. If you're on at night or if you're on in the early game, it means you matter. Be proud.
Now, I don't think that. No, of course, Robert. He's saying it's just an observation. No, I mean, we're here to chat, man. So no big deal. But I mean, at the end of the day, you're coming off a break. Nobody's. Well, some of them
You know
play
what?
in their
Although
team.
Klopp does complain about the kickoff times, it's not like he doesn't know there's a schedule. Like, come on, man,
Yeah,
stop.
the schedule. You got to. I think the Premier League should say, look, we're gonna have a media day right before the season starts. Get all your complaints,
They
line
do
up.
it. They do it
Everybody.
anyway. They do
You
it
know what I
anyway.
mean? So he's talking about Arsenal, the way they're playing. Now let's talk a little bit about Arsenal and Chelsea because people have been killing Chelsea all season,
Yes.
mainly because they're talking about relegation at some point, mainly because where they're at in the table. Now Arsenal have had good games. I'm the one that said that bit against City. I didn't see anything spectacular. I think that just they got lucky on the play, ball went in. Ball went in from the best player on City, which was Ake. So I think I'm not
Yeah,
buying
but
the
they
Arsenal.
did go for it, right? That was one of the least that was a negative performance by City. They only took 4 shots on target. They put defensive players on. They literally played for the draw to be like, you know what? We don't got our guys. We're not doing it. So in that sense, Arsenal deserved to win because they tried to win. Not necessarily because of the performance, not because they were perfect, not because it was a great game, but because intent. They were like, we're going to try and win this game. So for that, I think they get respect, and for that, they get the reward of getting that 1-goal lead. And the fortune favors the brave, right? So
But do you think Arsenal has been lighting it up like that? They're
no, they've had a hard time. I think the Havertz thing, the Rice thing, a lot of the putting together of the team has been hard. Like they're adjusting to life without Shaka. They're adjusting to having Havertz there. They're adjusting to, trying to work this team into positions that they feel like they can win the league. It's not grooved. Last season, I say it over and over again, they had 50 points after 19 games. That was a 100-point pace. That was an incredible grooved performance. They went after everything. And now they're playing well. They've got the 2 draws, but these teams are all bunched together.
Yeah,
Spurs playing great, getting more
yeah.
lucky. Liverpool rebuilt the midfield, which is great. City were playing great and shockingly lose one player and then cease to function. That scared me. I don't like that Rodri can miss 3 games and they just don't win them. That's not good. And then
Well,
the Holland thing is weird. Like, why can't he score anymore? Um,
well,
and
because
the division is good. I mean, it's really been.
no, I think the Premier League in the beginning of the season, I was like, I was talking to you, and I would say this Manchester City looks like a Bayern Munich almost. That it gives you that feel, and then all of a sudden the games pass, and then the league becomes more and more competitive. If you look at Newcastle number 8, and I mean they're 2 games away from City. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's all
obviously you're
super
just
close.
looking at it like that. I know
Yeah,
it's not just as easy as
it's
that,
super early.
but at the end of the day, man, I think this is a must win for Arsenal. And the reason why is I think this could be a statement. If they lose against Chelsea, forget that because Chelsea would be 14 points. I mean, I guess yeah, they could jump up, but
It
it's
really
more mental.
undoes the result against City.
It's more.
It means nothing,
Yeah,
right?
it's more about. I mean, I think that morally it would be tough for Arsenal. I mean, it's a derby, man. You got to win it. This notion that like it almost seems like in a lot of people that I listen to that these derbies sometimes don't matter, and that's bullcrap. To the regular fan, they don't give a damn. They want
Yeah,
you saw how Arsenal celebrated fans. They celebrated against
they
City.
celebrate every game.
It's like I thought, man, they thought that it was that the league was over, and I mean, look how Spurs are celebrating, and deservingly so because they've been doing great, and they come off a tough tenure,
Uh-huh.
past 4 or 5 years. Now they're the leaders, the Coys, and I mean, they are really. Now, so what are your predictions on this match, Chelsea and Arsenal, so we can move on?
I think it's a draw. I think it's 1-1. I think secretly
Okay,
and underlying numbers there is one, Chelsea do create, but they have a hard time scoring. And then on the other side, they're actually a very good defense. Arsenal, on the other hand, they're still not grooved. It depends how much energy they can come off on this international break. But away from home at Stamford Bridge, they just are not going to get another win. I think they'll
yeah.
draw and be okay with it, honestly, because I think that Chelsea are
Well,
better than they've looked so far.
the draw is fine, but I think that
1-1.
I think the result for Arsenal, if they win or lose, it's night and day. I don't think there's a gray area. If they lose, it's bad, and if they win, I mean they
It's
could
good.
really get
Yeah, they could really
some
start
benefit.
moving. Yeah.
So now Robin Hood brings up a good point. Aston Villa, man, they're up there, Europa League.
They're all good. Listen, this
Not
division is
sure they're
very,
fine,
very good. It's very, very good.
but I mean they're fine up there. Now let's go to Liverpool, Everton. Of course,
Yeah.
We got to go all the way at the bottom. That's 16.
Listen, I will talk about Everton because I am a connoisseur for crap football. I love James Tarkovsky. I love the relegation battle, and I love the championship. So I know that Everton have been much, much better than their numbers. They had Neil Mope in front of goal, who just basically misses goals. Once they got Calvert Lewin back, once they got Harrison back in, Jack Harrison, and McNeil was there. They've got good players. I love the way that they've taken Decore and moved him into the 10. He runs up and down all day. Are they good? No. Are they better than a relegation team? Absolutely. They are not going to have a relegation battle. They're going to finish comfortably in 15th place and be happy with it.
Yeah.
Because I think that what will happen is the relegation battle will separate. I think Luton and Sheffield will really be cut loose, and there'll be one other team that goes down, and it could be, it could be anybody. But I think Everton are safe. They're not beating Liverpool at
Yeah,
Anfield.
that
It's
would be
never happening. It'll never happen. If it happens, I'm not even being funny. That will be the biggest Everton win. That's not a relegation point. That'll be the biggest That'll be the biggest Everton win in 20 years if they won
Hey, Robin
away.
Hood, you gotta give the stream a like, man. You haven't given us a thumbs up yet. You're commenting, but give the stream a like so we can keep reaching more people. Smash the like button. And you
And
say Everton is
subscribe.
gonna win. So what kind of Liverpool fan are you, man? Uh, he said 3-2.
He's got
3
bets. Oh, he's got bets on penalties. Oh, he's got a parlay.
Oh yeah, well of course. I mean,
Everton will win 3-2 and Liverpool will get a man sent off. If Liverpool get a man sent off, the entire internet will break down because the conspiracy boo birds will be out. It'll be Hillsborough all over again, not to make it light of it, but just in terms of how crazy it is. The world would explode if Liverpool get a man sent off and lose 3-2 to Everton. Forget it. There'll be the internet will stop and Liverpool will be aflame with joy, blue flames on one side and red flames on the other.
yeah. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I think Liverpool's gonna get that one.
Easy. They might win 3-0. Easy.
Let's get back to the what we got is matches. I mean, Bournemouth Wolves. That's
No. The big one.
okay.
The,
What we
the,
got?
the big one is the Courtines love derby of Brighton versus Manchester City. I don't know how I'm going to feel. I'm going to be torn and conflicted inside. I'm going to be dying. I don't know who I'm going to root for. I hate it. I don't know what to do. I'll be happy either way. If Brighton win, I'll be happy. If City win, I'll be happy.
Would you really be happy if Brighton wins, man?
No, I'll be fucking pissed off. No, that's not true. I will later on be happy that Brighton won, but I want City to light these clowns up. But I want it to be a fun lighten up. I want City to win like 6-3 and have something crazy happen.
So
Yeah.
look at some of these fun facts. Manchester City have won 10 of their 12 Premier League meetings with Brighton. I mean, that's not really a surprise. But
Yeah, that's not
the only exceptions have been in May 2021,
Oh,
2-3.
I know. I
I
know.
can't believe Brighton scored twice.
Dude,
In
Brighton is
May
good.
7 1-1, that was a tie, having already become champions at the time
Listen,
of
here's
those
the
matches.
thing. They're coming off that 2-2 against Liverpool. You know, that's a good result for both teams. Like Liverpool and Brighton are like, whoo, 2-2, thank God. So hopefully City can just light these clowns up. Rodri will be back. The control will be in the midfield. The question will be, John Stones will be back. The question will be whether, forget it, man. Kyle Walker against Kaoru Matoma. Oh my God, that's going to be so good.
Yeah.
Great matchup. Yeah, I think it's a matter of what the Zerbi does, how City handle it. You know, it's going to be about who finishes their chances.
Well, it's certainly going to be a tough one.
If again, like I always say, if City score a goal in the first 15 minutes, the game's over.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, but Brighton got some good weapons.
Oh,
Not
there's
sure,
so
not
many.
sure, not sure. I go to war with Palestine with Brighton's weapons, but I mean,
I'm not even touching that. We will be flooded with Palestinian flags. I just want peace.
yeah.
I just want peace.
Okay, so that's an easy. I mean, you saw the prediction. That's ridiculous. All right, hey man, we can go by my team, man. The Magpies
Who
versus
do you
Crystal
got?
Palace. Well, of course I got Newcastle. I mean, but
Oh, right. Against Palace.
yeah.
Away from home, Palace are not beating Newcastle. No chance.
But I've said it. I said it before. This is a must win for Newcastle because um, these next three matches for Newcastle are must win versus
Mm-hmm.
Crystal Palace versus Dortmund because they need some comfortability. Because if
Mm-hmm.
not, you're gonna get the AC Milan needing points and then PSG needing points probably if they win.
What are you going to do about this Tonali thing? It sounds
I'm
bad.
gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it. My
Okay.
man Tonali, man, Tonali. But in Crystal Palace, that's a must win because the next one is against Wolf. Another must win because after that, Manchester United comes to. We go to Manchester United, and even though they're not doing well, still a tough match. So we got to get this because we got to add on the Premier League, man. We can't. We're not. We're eighth. I mean, we're still out there in the battle, but at the end of the day, it's about points, and you got to get these points against easier teams. You got to worry about Eze and a few more others, but at the end of the day, Newcastle should win this game.
Agree. Especially at home. They should just light
Yeah,
these
oh my
clowns up.
gosh, 66 percent. Damn.
God, still talking about Diaz. Oh my God. These
And
Liverpool
so
fans are crazy.
Come on, man. Yes,
Go
no,
away, Robin Hood. You're out of your mind.
hey, no, but no,
No, he wasn't offside.
he, he, no, he wasn't offside. That was a good
No,
goal.
no shit, he wasn't offside. They fucked
Uh,
up.
Yeah,
Screwed up.
yeah, yeah.
Well, yes, that was a red. Sorry.
Dortmund
Curtis
will be a
Jones
great
was a
game.
red.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Yes, sir. That would be. Okay, so and then we got what else we got, man? We got easy ones. Brentford, Burnley. That
I
should
think
be.
the Sunday game, West Ham Aston Villa, that is a good one.
That's gonna be. Yeah,
I
yeah.
really like that
That's the
game. It's
That's the derby of colors.
yeah,
It's the Sandown jersey.
the claret and the claret and blue derby. It's two different styles, both defensive. David Moyes de España against Good Evening, Mr. Unai Emery. I kind of like that game. I like the way it is. I feel like that's the kind of game that Aston Villa will drop because they'll be like, "What? We got to break this team down? This is hard."
By the way, David Moyes is Scottish. What are you talking about?
Yes, Moyes. Yes.
Okay, it says.
But he did coach in Real Sociedad, and
Oh
they
yeah,
would call him David Moyes.
yeah, yeah. Okay, I got you. I got
Well,
you.
because he's the great Moyes
He's a
Yo.
good
You
coach,
need
man.
him.
He's a
Huh?
good manager. I think that this is going to be a clash of managers, a clash
Styles.
because both of these teams are doing well.
Hmm.
I mean, just to where they're at. They're not killing it, but
Yeah.
they're just steady,
Now
right
I,
there.
I could see West Ham winning this game because of Pau Torres. That high line that Aston Villa play, I can see Bowen getting in behind, long ball to Mikel Antonio. He fights with their defender, and off goes Bowen, and in he goes. And it's going to be a Martinez game where if Martinez saves a couple of those shots, that breaks down some of the opportunities because West Ham don't create a lot of opportunities, but they have good finishing. And so I would expect West Ham to put up a good fight. I'm actually looking forward to that game. I think that'll be a really, really good game, a really tough game, a really classic kind of,
Look,
Premier League,
yeah,
claret and blue going against it. Just feels like a good one. Just like me, of course, I love Brentford versus Burnley, two really crap football teams with my beloved Vincent Company, who finally got a win. But Brentford not playing well after the draw against United, so we'll see what happens there. And then another one, our friends Chris, our whole Nottingham Forest contingency, they got Luton
oh
Town. Those
man,
are big games, man.
boy,
Nottingham Forest cannot mess around and lose to Luton.
I hope, man, I hope that
Relegation battle, that stuff always matters, man. But I really like what's happening with Nottingham Forest. Also,
I wouldn't,
so strong right now.
we wouldn't even beat Guam in the war with those weapons that Forrest and Luton put together. But it's
I
okay.
spent I spent the weekend catching up on Wrexham, and I just
Oh my
fell in
god,
love with crap
I
football
cannot
again.
believe, I
What a
cannot
great!
believe the amount of attention that crappy ass team gets.
It's so sweethearted. It's so nice. It talks about
Yeah,
football outside of the bounds of the games. It's about the people who love the clubs and what the clubs mean, and all the good stuff, and about the players and their children. And one of them is autistic and is an autistic fan, and they bind it all together around this football club. I think it works. I really like it
no,
because
no,
ultimately the games are only on 90 minutes a week. That's
no
it.
shit, it works. No shit, it works. Of course, it works. Everybody looks at it, watches it. But
Yeah, and
anyways,
I think a lot of people. So let me just get on my soapbox. I think a lot of people, they watch the games because they think they're supposed to, but really they're looking for stories. They're looking for feelings. They're looking for connections. We're watching it because we like the result. It makes us feel good. But ultimately, the stories make it run. You can, like, for instance, I follow NBA. I don't watch any NBA basketball. I just follow the stories. I'm like, oh, what's James Harden going to do? What's going on with Ben Simmons? What's this? Ba, 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 ba. But, like, it's really about the stories and what the league creates for the stories. Like, oh, is this team going to go down? Is Arsenal going to be the biggest team in London? That's all we care about. The game
yeah.
is just the result. Who cares? So
So
there's a lot of people that follow along that way.
so Robin Hood brings up a nice
Mm.
point right here. Alvarez for Rice is a steal in itself, and James Warper's what was his last name?
James
Ward
Ward-Prowse.
Ward Prowse, yeah. Uh,
Alvarez.
Alvarez and Kudus for Rice with spare change. That's amazing business. I mean, in
I
a sense,
agree.
I will say, and we're going to talk about Tonali, of course, but I thought that Tonali was better than Caicedo and Rice. I said it, and Honestly, man, I think Rice is a good player, but I just don't see it. I don't see the hype. I mean, he's nowhere. I don't see Rice in the future per se. I don't see him. If you tell me he's going to be the next Rodri, I'd tell you what. I don't I
No,
don't I don't see that.
he's not the
So
next Rodri.
no, honestly,
What you know what he is? What he really is a really good central defender who's too good to be a central defender. Meaning he can take the ball and run with it out of that midfield section, and he's really good at breaking up counterattacks. So he's really a defender. He's such a defensive midfielder, and he's so good at it. Like, I think one of the things you got to really watch him off the ball when there's a transition, where he goes and how he stops transitions. He's really, really good at that. But that stuff doesn't show up. It just is like, oh, we got the ball back again. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
He's not a good passer. He's not a good line breaking pass. You know, the thing with Rodri is you can fire it into him. He's on the half turn. He turns and he fires it out wide and off City go. That is not Rice. Rice is going to take the ball. Maybe he can turn, but maybe not. He might just play it back again so that you have to hoof it long. So I think that the love of Rice is because he was at West Ham, because he's English, because he's big, because he's a good guy. But I agree. He's not anywhere near Rodri in class. And I do agree with Robin Hood. The trade of Alvarez, James Ward-Prowse, and Kudo for for Rice is a steal. And David Moyes looks like a genius. He essentially got James Ward-Prowse, the greatest set-piece taker
No.
since David Beckham ever. I told him if his name was...
Sense is fine, not better than Beckham. You ever watch the Beckham documentary?
I
That
did.
boy,
You know what? I didn't even know that he played central midfield. When he was in the middle, he was so good.
that boy can put some curve on the ball, man.
And plus, if you play for Real with that team and that group, and they accept you, you're something, right? Just by virtue of being on the team.
Yeah, and so, and do you think Endo is on Rice's level?
I think I've only seen Endo play for a half an hour.
Endo who can't get in our team because he don't suit our style of play. Huh.
Well,
interesting.
He's cover. They needed an extra guy, so they got him. He's too old. He's little. Anyway,
Okay,
that's Liverpool stuff.
Manchester United, Sheffield United. That's a must win for United.
My God. If United lose that game, then all the stories we thought of will all of a sudden go out the window.
Newcastle put 8 on them boys. United better do something. I mean, no kidding though. They have to.
When was how much? I don't think United have scored more than 2 goals in a game all year. Maybe they scored 3 against.
They scored 3. Yeah,
they scored 3 against Forest, but
yeah.
Otherwise they can't. When are they scoring 3 goals? I mean,
but
this team's bad. They're a mess.
We just gotta say they gotta win. I mean,
they gotta win.
I heard that online though. I saw it that the Ten Hag might be looking to get rid of Rashford.
Not Rashford, Sancho for sure.
Well, no, I know Sancho, but I just read it on somewhere.
What, he's gonna bench him or move him?
Yeah, no, bench him.
He could do for a benching, although he had a really, really nice goal in that England game. That was all Bellingham. Bellingham was incredible in that game. It was just like I couldn't believe how good he was. It was unreal.
No, Jude Bellingham is the best player in the world
right now. Yes,
but you got to hit it like Rashford did, boy. That was a solid hit, and it just went down there and boom. I mean, it was I was watching the game actually when that play happened, and I got a little startled by how that ball sounded. I mean, it was just bam.
No, I mean Rashford for
that. A lot of talent, man. They just don't know, man.
For 2 months there in the middle of the season, he carried United. You know, he scored his 15 goals, but he also gives it away. In that same game, the goal that Italy scored was because Rashford didn't track back, which is his problem. Now, I know you don't believe that offensive players should be tracking back, but if your team isn't good enough, you got to work.
Hey, Maguire did good, man. Maguire had a great match against Italy. I'm telling you, man.
You are Maguire's only and biggest defender.
No, I'm not. That's the problem. That I'm not a guy that cares about Maguire. But I'm saying, if you with what United have,
would you trade Fabian Schär for Maguire?
No.
Would you trade Sven Botman for Maguire?
Well, actually, no, but he did
What about Dan Burn?
mess
Would you
up on
trade?
Liverpool.
Would you trade Dan Burn for Harry
No,
Maguire?
no. But I mean, actually, I would. I mean, no, I'm gonna take that back. I mean, I wouldn't be. I wouldn't give up any players, but I wouldn't mind him coming to the
By the way,
team.
I am Dan Burn's biggest fan. I love Dan Burn.
I love
He's
Dan
my
Burn. Why
favorite
is he not? Why is he not called up for the England national
because
team?
he's a 6'7"
It doesn't
fullback.
matter. He
Whose
doesn't have
job
to.
is he gonna take?
He doesn't. He doesn't have to start, but he can be a good center back. He can. He
Whose whose
bro.
whose
He
job
can
does he
handle.
take?
He can handle the ball.
Oh
He's no
yeah, he
like,
definitely can handle the ball.
and he can. He has solid vision, solid passes,
I
and
know.
I have not seen somebody as lethal in the
Yeah,
header
yeah.
as him. Maybe since Ramos.
I
I'm
love
telling
it.
you.
I love it. I love it. I love that we're trying to get Dan Burn onto England.
No, Burn and Longstaff. Actually, I've got some magpies come up to me and told me, listen, the reason why Burn and Longstaff don't get called for national teams because they're from Newcastle, from the north. They just want to get them pretty boys from
Ah!
London and Manchester. They want to get the pretty boys from London and Manchester, man. Is
No,
that
the
true?
reason why their spots are taken up is because stupid Southgate keeps playing Phillips and frickin' Harry Maguire, who don't play for their teams, and puts them in the side. I
Well,
don't
he had a good
understand it.
match.
I think it's wrong.
He
Don't let Maguire reel you in.
no. I'm not. Listen, I told you I'm not giving away any of my players, but Maguire, man, you got to think from the if you look at things from the a good perspective, from the positive. You got. I mean, this dude has a lot of experience. You're gonna tell me he just doesn't know how to play football?
No, he's not a bum. He just shouldn't be playing for Manchester United. He should be playing in West Ham.
Yeah, but we'll see. He might get his job back at United.
Well, seeing as that team's falling apart, and I think Lissandro Martinez, I think his career might be
Oh,
over. He's got the busted Achilles, that kind of thing you never recover from. Varane is hurt half the time. Casemiro's hurt half the time. They're going to have to use all the bodies they have to keep that defense in United afloat. And then you have Doofus Onana giving up goals. So
yeah.
what are we supposed to do? This is a London derby, but it's not a real London derby.
No,
It's a
man.
baby one. A baby
Come
one.
on, man. Well, this is the two baby ass teams. You know what I mean, y'all made you guys put Tottenham top. I don't know why. I can't remember the last time.
Because they have the best stadium in the world. They
Yeah, but that don't count. I mean, you got to and Fulham, of course. Yeah, I mean, I think that they are
Brian
going
McCabe,
to.
the Brian McBride pub is in the corner. Fulham, that was America's team. We still got Tim Ream and Jedi Robinson. They still play for Fulham.
Yeah, they you know,
Okay,
and
baby.
what's his name? Play for Seattle. He U.S. player.
I don't remember. Yedlin?
Well, no. Gosh, no. You know, he's he's a known one of the best players in history for the U.S. men's national team.
Oh, Dempsey.
Dempsey, yeah,
Yeah.
Dempsey played for Fulham. No, I mean it
He
is
also
American.
played for Spurs. It's the Dempsey Memorial Cup.
That is true. That is true. But no, I think Tottenham are going to get this one, man. They're going to steal leaders at the end of this.
Yeah, I think so
Not,
too.
well, you never know. Fulham gave Arsenal the business. That
Yeah,
time.
and Harry Wilson had a great game for Wales, scored 2 goals. They beat Croatia. So Harry Wilson playing there. They don't really have a striker. Jimenez is not working. The issue for Fulham is they don't have a goal scorer, and Paulinho can only do so much. I really like Pereira. I really like Willian. I really like Harry Wilson. But when you don't have a 9 and you have to play defensively against the relentlessness of the way Spurs play with that free and open play with the player of the year, James Maddison, by who scored, highest rated player in the league this season, taking over the Premier League, best signing of the season, you really have to be careful with what happens. Now, I will be very wary for Spurs because Son is an important part of the team, just coming over from Asia, carrying an injury. Jurgen Klinsmann, who's the coach of Korea, which is bizarre. A lot of American connections, pulled him out of the second game. So we'll see what happens there. Fulham just aren't in the class of Spurs. I think Spurs at home got no problem. Yeah, that's what I said, Robin Hood. Spurs can't score. Yep, that is exactly true.
Yeah. Spurs should get this one. Okay, so let's talk a little bit. I've been talking about Tonali forever. So okay,
Do you want to
what?
talk takeover or do you want to talk Tonali?
Oh, look at the takeover. That's more interesting. I think Tonali's been that subject has been raped for the past. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, just we can develop more later, but I mean, we got a few minutes, but I'm just gonna say this: if he's got an addiction, that's fine. I mean, well, it's not fine, but he's
Not
got to
fine for
deal with
him.
it. Newcastle has to help him. He's a Newcastle player. They have to help him, and for his career, I mean, it's not health wise, it's not going to change much. I would say. I mean, even though mental, there's a mental addiction, so it could eventually, but it's not physical right now,
Yeah, yeah.
like drugs.
He'll be all right. He'll be all
He
right.
just
He
might be
needs to,
broke,
I think
and that's the
I think
problem.
I think the difficulty is these guys that have gambling addictions, they're doing it for the action, for the juice.
Yeah,
And then to stop them from playing is where they're getting their juice. So you're actually not helping them. They need to play in a weird
yeah.
way. Like I
Uh,
would make the argument that you're not helping a guy if you don't let him get that energy of the juice of playing out. I know
now,
like Ivan Tony is
yeah.
still under suspension, but I think it's really harsh. Like there's other things you can do. You shouldn't be punished for
Now
wasting your own money.
that's
Unless you're
true.
throwing games, of course, which is
That's true. No,
whole
I think he was betting on AC Milan games when he wasn't involved in the match, which is crazy because if he wasn't playing, he was a sub. I mean, at the
But
end of the day,
but the other piece is like, how does this jurisdiction work? Like, should
exactly.
England even give a shit? Like, oh, you're suspended in Italy. Yeah,
Well,
we're here over here, so I
well,
don't care.
if FIFA or UEFA get involved, then they'll have to do something. But Premier League, I guess if it's just the Italian side, I think it shouldn't involve it. But at the end of the day, I just don't see how FIFA could just let that happen because it's they have rules for everybody.
Right,
Um,
but the hypocrisy of every team's shirt has a gambling thing. Like, who are we kidding?
yeah. Well, I mean, but there's a
Robin Hood, Napoli just won the league. What are you talking about?
uh, well, if he, a lot of people
Listen, the Italian league is corrupt. I agree.
a
It's
lot of
bad.
people say their owner, what's his name? What's his name, bro?
De Laurentiis,
De Laurentiis is he looks like a
a
man. He
mafia
looks
don.
yeah yes. He looks scary, man.
Yeah,
When he talks,
that league is
but
crooked.
somehow I love it, man. I love mafia. So just keep being mafiosi. Keep doing your thing, man. Just launder money. Do your thing.
Yeah, yeah. So the thing with Tonali is, I think Newcastle have the depth. They'll just play Longstaff, right? They'll
Yeah,
just go back to what they were doing, and I
well,
think that they've been better with Longstaff.
they were doing the rotating, Tonali, Longstaff, or but Tonali started more than Longstaff. I think they'll just have to go back with that. But they got Anderson too. That's that if you want to give the kids some points.
Yeah,
But
I think.
Calvin
Yeah,
Phillips has been rumored.
please take him. I don't want him.
Well, it's a 50-50 between the Magpies. I know I got if I say Magpies assemble, man, they come flocking, and the Magpies have told me that it's 50-50, man. Some people don't want him. Some people say he's a bum, and another 50 say bring him on. I mean, it is,
I think actually the way that he plays, the physicality that he
yeah,
has,
he's a type of yeah.
he's the type of player that would be good for Newcastle. He's just not. I don't have. It's not a nice thing to say. I don't think he has the football intelligence ingrained. Like he just never learned how to play, and so he's gone to Pep, and it's just like I don't know what to do. Where am I supposed to go? Man, I'm from Napoli. I know what I'm talking about. What? You're a Liverpool
What
fan
what
from Napoli? I don't know what the hell to
what's
say.
your last name, man? Because Hood ain't Italian. What's your last name has to be something. I know. I studied at Italian, so I know last names from Italy. So let me know in the chat. Okay, and then we can go. Let's go to this takeover, man. I think.
Yeah, yeah, crazy kind of weeks for.
What
It's a
are
really
your?
weird story. So, first we have the Qataris backing out. They're like, okay, I'm out. Okay, fine. That means that there's not a 100% takeover of Manchester United. Okay. They only have one fallback place, which is Jim Radcliffe, who owns Nice. He's done okay there. He's the richest man in England. He's in the chemicals business and pharmaceuticals, whatever. He is going to buy 25% of the team. The weird part about this 25% of the team for 1.5 or $2 billion, whatever the hell it is. So that
We'll go
values
for it.
That values Manchester United at
A
5 million
lot of
almost.
fucking money. Like the
5
second.
billion, excuse me. Okay. But the stipulation of this is that he is going to run the football side of the game. Bisogno, that's an Italian name. Um,
Oh,
so
Bisonia.
he's gonna run the football side of the game. That just goes to show that the Glazers don't care about football. They never did. They never will. They're like,
Well,
oh, give us the money. Oh, you want to run the football team? Fine, go ahead.
man, let me tell you this. I'm gonna tell you
So
exactly what I think. Did you finish with your point? Go ahead.
yeah, no, I'm good. It's just
But
it's just
I'm gonna tell
weird.
you this because you know me already. You know how I think. So there's two ways to look at this. If you look at it, fans, they want him out. Okay, fans think that the Glazers told Onana fuck up, so we know we suck. So I get that, but I think this is a brilliant move by the Glazers.
Yeah.
And let me explain why. Number one, what matters, what moves the clock is football.
Mhm.
Sorry to I don't know if United has a basketball team or a cricket
They don't have
team.
anything. They
Okay,
barely have a women's team. They just got it.
okay, so there's not like other two.
No,
Okay,
it's not like Real Madrid or Barcelona or anything
yeah,
like that.
okay. So, um, but football, man's football. I mean, I'm sorry, I
It's
don't want to
okay.
hurt anybody, but men's football is what it is.
Yeah, women's
So,
football is growing, but not moving the dial yet. No.
and you want that? Fine, you can have it. I own the biggest share. You get your little 25%. You get to do whatever you want on football. That's whatever. If because Sir Jim is not gonna fix United tomorrow. Plus
Nope.
he's gonna take over 2024, so still have to wait. And so if things go bad,
It's
then
not their fault.
fans it's not their fault. It's Sir Jim's the
Yeah.
answer. He's the one, and they keep cashing and they're still owning, and they play the Qatari. How many owners? How many Americans? And if you're an entrepreneur student, you might take a lesson from this one, and be happy that an American just pulled one on a Sheik, because he you got to admit, Sheik brought that price up. I mean, and he was willing to pay whatever you want, almost 7 billion, 6 billion, whatever it
They
was.
wanted 9. I mean, they just not the money's not there right now
And
in the world.
we're gonna sell it, man. In the beginning of this show, when we created this show, we were talking about this, and like, man, something don't hold water, because when you want to sell, you were saying something. Well, when you're talking about transfers, and they want to get players because they're in the process of selling whatever, but it shouldn't have taken this long. It's almost a year and a half. They didn't want to sell. I'm
Well,
telling you, this was a strategy, man.
no, the issue they have is that it's the dad who bought the team, and it's with
Yeah,
6 siblings.
yeah,
Half of them wanted to sell and half of them didn't. So this 25% is buying out the ones that are like, can I just leave? And then the other brothers are going to hold on to it. The thing is, it does mean that the process is in place for letting United finally go. This is the first domino.
yeah.
Usually
They,
when a piece gets sold, they
yeah.
slowly get the
Okay,
price. The
that's the hope.
Radcliffe will buy more and more and more and more.
That's the hope. But they don't have to sell.
They don't have to, no.
And what matters to them is they're businessmen.
They just want the
So,
money. They don't care.
and that's okay. I want to tell United fans, it's okay. If you're a businessman, you want money. That's okay, man.
Yeah,
You're
but
not
this
an
is
evil
this is
person.
England. England that they don't
That's
think like
cool.
that.
That's
This thing
cool.
they have problems. They're cheap.
Yeah,
They don't have
that's
money.
fine.
They're
But
poor.
let me tell you this: the Glazers might be bad owners for a football team, whatever. Man, these players need to be held accountable. They gave Ten Hag what he wanted. He wanted Onana, the hair out. He wanted this kid from Chelsea. Th- He wanted. He
Right,
gave it.
right. But
You know, so
I'll say it. I'll say it every week because if you're new to the show, maybe you haven't heard it. Manchester United are the worst run club in all of world football. They have no cohesion. They have no alignment. They have no sense of who they are, what they want to do, and where they want to go. The only reason Ten Hag's got those players is because there's no one in the structure to say, hey, maybe you shouldn't buy players you already worked with for before, because there's no way that he's out scouting them. He simply had them before. You see Pep Guardiola buying players he had before? No. Because there's a director of football whose job it is to go look out and
Well, they
find
have
talent
that.
and go, Pep, hey, I know you like these guys that you liked. I found a younger guy who's different. I think he'll fit with our system. And Pep goes, you know what, Cheeky? I played with you. I understand the way we think like football the same way. I got you your player. No one is doing that for Ten Hag. Ten Hag is going
They have
I
a guy.
know. I understand that. But if a club has good structure, the manager should not be making players on decisions. Should not be making transfer decisions. Bad clubs run that way.
You don't think that
They can
the
have
sporting director should make decisions?
the sporting director should make the decisions. I don't
Yeah.
think the sporting director is making the decisions.
Okay.
I don't think the structure is in place.
That's,
He doesn't have. There's not a person who's strong above Ten Hag that's making these decisions, right? Or they're not working together in a way that makes sense.
Yeah, that could be. But I don't think they're to blame for much of what's happening on the pitch. I don't.
What do you mean?
I don't think the Glazers are the only people at fault with what's happening on the pitch. I think
if you're the owner, the fish rots from the head.
Nah, I don't think. I think they're businessmen. I think they need to be judged if Manchester United is still valuable, high. If they're still a big club, marketing-wise,
there's two
different
things. That's two
they're
different
businessmen.
questions.
If they're running the business right.
There's two different questions. If you look at it from a business perspective, sure. But football is not football teams are actually not good businesses. And if you run them like a business, you probably won't win. And Manchester United built their brand on winning. And without winning, the brand diminishes.
I refuse to believe that they're the at fault for United losing. They're not the solely reason.
We disagree. I think that they are.
People say that. I think that people are just saying that because,
I think the difference is that they have the idea that they haven't spent money is the problem. They have spent tons and tons and tons and tons of money. They just don't know how to set up a winning football structure. They've just given money, which is not how you win, right?
Okay, well then everything should be fixed when Jim Ratcliffe comes on. Everything should be.
It'll take time. I think it'll take time.
Why? He's going to be in charge. He's going to put a sporting director.
No, because that sporting director is going to have to.
Well, yeah, he's going to have to
decide if he wants Ten Hag. Then they have to figure out which players go together. How do they connect the whole club together?
Let me tell you this: United fans are happy that Ratcliffe is on. I think that's all they.
You know what?
They don't know.
Wrong. In fact, you're right, because the second that Amanda Staley bought Newcastle, they completely changed like that.
And so that might be, but the first thing that Ratcliffe is going to do, you know, is what? Fire Ten Hag.
He should.
I bet all my money on that. I'm telling you.
You know what he's going to do? He's going to take your manager.
That's fine. No, who? Eddie Howe?
Yes.
Hey. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to play the fifth.
Oh, that's it. How for United?
I'm going to play the drum going. I'm going to play the fifth. Anyway, that is it for this show, man. Thank you, Robin Hood, for commenting. Laurent
staying with us the whole game. Thank you.
Yeah, man, appreciate that. Of course, I'm sure you're in America, because if you were in the UK, you'd be asleep right now. But anyway, share it with all your friends. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications. That way you don't miss out on more content.
First show in a week. We were rusty.
Yeah, man, we were a little rusty, but we're good, man. We were away for a while, but people have been asking. So we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you all next time. Away the lads! Magpies! Cuckoo!
Come on, City.